And welcome back to my channel. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Doctor Who 13th Doctor 5.5 inch action figure. Before I begin this review, I want to say a massive thank you to Character Options and Evolution PR for sending me this extremely early review sample. As always, we're going to take a quick look at the packaging. As you can see, this is a brand new stylized way of packaging these new 5.5 inch figures. Instead of the collector friendly resealable packaging, we have now gone back to the more traditional blister card packaging for these 5-inch figures, which the original 2005 line started off with. As you can see from the top, we have the brand new Doctor Who logo. We've got an image of the TARDIS behind the figure, 13th Doctor with sonic screwdriver accessory. We've got this fantastic window view of the 13th Doctor and her sonic screwdriver accessory. Turning the packaging around, we have one of the TARDIS's doors. Turning to the back of the packaging, we have yet again the brand new Doctor Who logo with a very brief bio on the 13th Doctor and some of the adventures that she will go on. It also showcases some other 13th Doctor merchandise which is now available, such as the 10-inch 13th Doctor action figure, as well as the brand new electronic sonic screwdriver. At the bottom of the packaging, we just have the legal information, and that is about it for the 13th Doctor in her packaging. Now, without further ado, let's get the 13th Doctor out of packaging and see how cool she actually is. And here we have the brand new 5-inch 13th Doctor out of packaging. Now, I think that this is a fantastic representation of Jodie Whittaker in the role of the Doctor from Series 11. The details are just absolutely fantastic on this figure. As you can see, I think Character Options have absolutely nailed the likeness of Jodie Whittaker. It looks extremely like her and is actually one of the best head sculpts for a Doctor that we've had in a very, very long time. It definitely beats a majority of the 12th Doctor head sculpts that we've previously got, and I think that the paint applications have been applied incredibly crisp and extremely precise. As you can see, her hair has been sculpted and textured in a way to look extremely realistic. We have her darker roots showing at the crest of her head, giving it an extremely realistic look. There is evidence of a sculpted in earring as seen in the show. The paint applications on the head have been applied incredibly well and overall looks really, really well. Turning to her outfit, as you can see, this too has been painted incredibly well. There are no paint spills, and the rainbow-esque striping on both her jumper and on the edges of her coat have been incredibly well done. As you can see, there are no paint bleeds whatsoever, so the jacket has been painted incredibly well. As you can see, her pockets too have been painted incredibly crisp, and overall I'm just extremely impressed with the overall paint quality. Turning the figure around, we do have her sculpted hood. It is sculpted, so it cannot be lifted up, unlike the 10-inch figure. However, that was a fabric cloth. As you can see, they have painted this an almost dark blue colour, which contrasts extremely nicely with this white cream look that she's got on her jacket. Moving down to the legs, as you can see, she's wearing her blue trousers, which too have been recreated incredibly well, and even the interior of the coat has got that same extremely dark blue colour scheme. And finally, turning down to the feet of the figure, you've got her blue socks protruding from her extremely well done and well weathered boots. As you can see, these have been sculpted incredibly well, and it's even got some evidence of shoelaces. So overall, the sculpt work on this figure is absolutely fantastic, and the paint applications have been applied incredibly well. I'm extremely impressed with the overall paint applications on this 13th Doctor figure. Now, turning to the articulation on the 13th Doctor, surprisingly, she actually has a ball joint for the head. Now, I actually have collected all of the 5.5 inch Doctor Who figures, and this is the first time that I've ever seen a ball joint on one of the Doctor's heads. The ball joint is fairly restricted, however, does allow you to get her in some poses that perhaps some of the other Doctors wouldn't be able to do. Her head can turn left and right, and they can also look up slightly and down, as well as side to side. The arms are on just a swivel joint, so they do move up 360 degrees like so. There is no hinge, so you cannot get them to move outwards, unlike some of the newer figures. There is also a rotation just above her elbow with a 90-degree bend at the elbow, as well as a full 360-degree wrist articulation joint. She does in fact have waist articulation, which is really nice and definitely helps to display her in a variety of dynamic poses. Her legs can kick forwards that far as well as back this far, however the coat will restrict it. She can also do the splits, but yet again the trench coat will restrict this. She does have a 90-degree bend at her knees, and there is no swivel at the boot. So overall for articulation, despite it being slightly lacking when compared to newer figures such as the 12th Doctor, she's still definitely a fairly well articulated action figure. Quickly turning to accessories, the 13th Doctor comes with one, which is of course her signature sonic screwdriver. This has been detailed and recreated impeccably well. As you can see, you've got the silver pen application applied for the majority of the sonic, with the emitter and some of the details throughout being picked out in an orange paint, obviously to replicate the sonic screwdriver glowing, much like as seen in the series. The screwdriver does just fit into her hand like so. However, personally, I do think that the screwdriver is slightly oversized. It's definitely not this large in the series. However, considering how much detail Character Options have packed into this little screwdriver, I definitely don't think it's too much of a withdrawal and doesn't look too out of place when placed in the 13th Doctor's hand. For a quick size comparison, here is the 13th Doctor next to the 12th Doctor's flight control TARDIS. Personally, I think the scale works really well here, and she definitely does keep within that 5-inch scale, so she will be in scale with all of the previous Doctor Who action figures. She looks really nice when displayed next to the 12th Doctor's electronic TARDIS. However, my only wish is that Character Options commissions to do a 13th Doctor's electronic TARDIS so that we can replace the 12th Doctor's TARDIS and have her next to her rightful TARDIS exterior. So there you have it. That is my review of the brand new 13th Doctor 5-inch action figure. As you can tell from my review, I am highly impressed with this figure. It is definitely a return to form for character and these 5-inch figures. Considering the releases have got incredibly slower and slower throughout the years, this definitely is in keeping with some of the older quality of the 5-inch figures, and the paint applications as well as the detail have been excellently recreated in this figure. I think her likeness is one of the best that we've ever had on a Doctor figure, and I am definitely a fan of this return to the blister card packaging, as the collector series boxes were fairly bulky. These are obviously to be distributed on retailers' shelves, whereas the other ones were more for online exclusives. As for availability on this figure, it is now available to pre-order from both Forbidden Planet and Character Options online. I have included links in the description bar below of where you can pre-order this figure. I do believe that it is due for release on the 7th of January next year, so there is still a fair wait for this figure. However, as you can tell from my review, I definitely think that this figure will be worth the wait. I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below, and until my next review, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.